Welcome to the March video of Life of a Farmer. In this video, we'll show you some of what we do on our farm in the month of March. Here you see my family working on some paperwork. Not one of my favorite jobs, that's for sure, but it needs to be done. Here is my sister picking up fence posts from one of our wheat fields.
Oh, that'll work, yeah.
When we plant wheat in the fall, we typically let our cattle out on the wheat to graze it. That's why we need the fence. Once the wheat goes into dormancy and stops growing during the winter, we will put the cattle back in their pens. And now that it is spring, the wheat has begun to grow again, so we must pick up the fence so that we can combine the wheat in the fence line in a couple months. One of us will drive ahead while the other picks up posts. Then we will switch. Well, at least that's how it works as long as I'm not filming the video for Life of a Farmer.
Is that truck comfortable while I'm doing all the work?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Nothing. Once we are finished picking up the posts, we must wind up the wire on the ground using this wire winder.
I guess we'll just get started.
Once the wire is wound, the field is ready to be harvested when the wheat has ripened. Here is my dad shown fertilizing a wheat field with nitrogen. This process is typically done in January and February, but the snow postponed this field until March. Fertilizer is needed on a field because each year plants take out nutrients from the soil when they grow. To replenish the nutrients, we add nitrogen, which you see here, as well as phosphorus, which is added when we plant the wheat. We also fertilize with manure from our cattle, as shown in the January video and referenced earlier in this one. Adding the right amount of nutrients to crops results in maximum yield and the greatest profit for a farmer. Shown in this picture is the difference between wheat with the right amount of nitrogen and wheat with nitrogen deficiency. Another job that is done throughout the winter is hay bale grinding. These wheat, straw, and alfalfa bales were placed here in the summer after their respective harvests. Throughout the winter, we must bring back trailerfuls of bales to the farm to be ground up and fed to the cattle. I think the cattle enjoy watching us loading up their food. After the trailer is unloaded, the bales are ground up into pieces of hay by our neighbor, Ron Heimer, who runs a hay grinding business. This hay is then used as part of the ration we feed our cattle, a process shown in another one of our videos. Here is the finished product. Hay for my cattle! Something else we did this March included tearing out an old tree line. By removing the trees, it allows us to farm straight through the field instead of around the trees. With cities taking over farmland all across the country, every little bit of extra land helps. We're trying to feed the world here, people. Tearing out the trees means lots of sticks and branches to pick up out of the field. This is one of those fun activities on the farm where the whole family can get involved. Another thing we do in March is take our cattle to the market to be sold. This is technically a year-long process, but we will explain it in the March video. The cattle must be sorted before they are sold. By sorting the cattle of the same size, they can determine which big ones to sell and which small ones to keep in the feedlot for a while longer. Once the cattle are sorted, they are ready to be sold and are loaded onto the cattle trailer and taken into town, where they will be bought to be finished out.
Bye-bye, cattle.
Here the cattle are at the sale barn where they are sold. With new technology, farmers can watch their cattle sell on the internet from their own home.
Are these our cattle? Oh.
Cattle got some go to them, kind of like these old steers. Be a load coming right behind them, fellas. 871, they're nice cattle. $75, $20 down quarter, $20 and a quarter down, $20, 50 cent bang, $21, $21, 21 a quarter, 21 a quarter, sold them, 121.50.
Some people watching this may believe that it is wrong to raise animals such as cattle to be eaten by us humans. We believe that animals were placed on this earth to help humans and to be used as food for us. If animals were not used for food in this world, millions more would be starving. As long as animals are raised ethically, it makes sense to raise them for food. We raise our cattle ethically and do our best to treat them with care and respect.